Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. I'm going to be talking about 5 products that I did not expect to love. I'm really excited to do this video because it is going to be a collab with one of my friends here. I'm collabing with Risa Does Makeup. I'm so excited to collab with her. I have been watching her channel for a couple of years now. I just think that she is fantastic. I will definitely have her channel, of course, linked in my description box, her video link down there. I'm really excited to see what 5 products that she's going to choose. But also recently I had the great pleasure of being able to meet Risa in person. I did a Vegas trip last month in January. I was able to meet Risa, also Michelle Wong and Jamie from Glam Latte. We got to do some dinners together. We got to do a meetup together. It was so amazing to meet everyone. And one night at dinner, Risa was like, we have never done a collab. And I'm like, what? Because we've talked, we've commented on each other's videos, like we know each other in this space. I'm like, how have we never done a collab? So we really wanted to do something. I will link my Vegas vlog in the description box if you want to check that out, because I did vlog at that trip. And she reached out to me the other day and said she had just seen another friend of ours, Stephanie Marie. She had done 5 products that she didn't expect to love. And Risa said, I think this would make for a really fun collab idea. And I thought, definitely, yes. I heard the idea. I was like, yes, definitely, like for sure, want to do this one. So I will also link Stephanie Marie's video down below. Highly recommend you go check her out as well. I think she is fantastic too. And it was so funny because as I was going through my products and I was making my list and I was thinking about what to say, I was like, I feel like something is nagging at me. What's going on here? And I realized that I did this video 2 years ago, so I'm really excited to do an updated one. And you know, I did that thing where I went back and like watched my old video, which is always kind of cringy. I was pretty much just like yelling at the camera the whole time. But I had completely forgotten I had done this video, so I'm excited to do kind of an updated, revamped version of 5 products that I just was not expecting to love. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. Again, Stephanie Marie's channel and video will be linked down below, as well as Risa's. Thank you so much to Risa for collabing with me. She has an amazing channel. She is so knowledgeable about makeup and beauty. She has so many fantastic, over 40 videos. I would highly recommend watching them as well. And again, I just think that she's so knowledgeable and also just a nice person. And to meet her in person and have it be like, yep, you're just as nice as I thought that you were going to be. I mean, that's just always a good feeling. It's so great to meet people face to face in this space too, and to just realize how great we all are is what I want to say, but also how supportive so many people are in this industry. I think it's something that maybe doesn't get shown as much because it's not as popular to show when people are being nice to each other, but there's so many amazing humans that do this as well. So I'm so excited to collaborate with Risa. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, please make sure that you do. Let her know I sent you, and thank you so much to her for collabing with me. But let's go ahead and hop into 5 products that I did not expect to love. So I want to start off with an eyeshadow palette because this was a palette that I went back and forth on. I was like, I'm not sure. I don't think I would love this palette, and I don't even know if I'm going to like this palette. Should I purchase it? But it's from ColourPop. They're a little bit more affordable. I have a lot of their palettes, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna try it out and see what I think. This is, or this was, the Smoke Show palette from ColourPop. It has recently gotten a new name. I saw it disappear on the website when I was wearing it in videos, and I always link all my makeup down below. I do have a video on this look. It would have been Friday's video, 3 looks with the Natasha Denona Love palette. So I will link that one if you want to see how I got this look. But I do always link all the makeup I'm wearing in my description box so you can see what it is that I have on. And when I was looking on the ColourPop website for the Smoke Show, I couldn't find it. And I'm thinking, was this limited edition? Like, what happened to this palette? But it has gotten a new name. It is called the Blowing Smoke palette now. So again, I will have it linked, but if you're searching for it, it is now called the Blowing Smoke. I think there might have been a trademark, some sort of trademark issue in there, and that's why it needed a new name. But all of the colors are the same, the shades are the same, names are the same, everything like that. So this one, I do have the Smoke Show, but it is now the Blowing Smoke. Looking at this palette, the first time I saw this, I remember seeing it for the first time on the Trend Mid 1 Instagram account. I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, she put like the black and white filter on it. You know, we don't know what the shades are going to be yet. And then when I realized that this was actually the palette, I was intrigued, but I wasn't sure if it was in a good way because with my makeup preferences, I definitely like a lot of neutral makeup, but I also like quick and easy. I like fast. I like to sit down to do my makeup and then I'm ready to go and boom, I'm out the door. And I'm looking at this and thinking, what am I going to do with this? how often is it going to take to blend? There's some really dark shades in here. Like, what if it just doesn't work out? But the 9-pan palettes usually run for about $12 on the ColourPop website. I purchased this one when they were having 25% off. I thought, let's just go for it. I didn't expect at all to enjoy this palette as much as I do. This is one that just, when I wear it, it just gives off a vibe. Like, it's a whole mood, this palette. I actually wore it to the American Influencer Awards that I went to in November. This was the palette that I was like, this just feels like an award show to me. Like, this is what I want to wear. Something about this one, I enjoy it so much. The ColourPop eyeshadows I feel like are really easy to work with. The blends are typically really easy to blend. The shimmers work really nicely, and I feel like this one is no different. There's no chance that I thought when I was debating whether to purchase this palette that I thought I would end up loving it and having it be a favorite of mine, but it really is. Next up, I have a concealer. This is a really pricey concealer. I purchased it in one of the Sephora, one of their many sales that they now do. And I purchased it on a recommendation from another one of my friends here, Mel Thompson. So many friends. So great. So I purchased it off Mel's recommendation. You already know what I'm talking about if you watch my channel frequently, or Mel's probably. And I thought, this is very pricey. Maybe I'll like it. Like, fingers crossed, hope I do. That would be great. And it's turned into truly like one of my all-time favorite concealers. This is from Giorgio Armani. This is the Power Fabric Concealer. This concealer is so good. I've put it in favorites videos in my Makeup Monthly in my favorite section. I travel with this one all of the time. This is such a bomb concealer. This is by far the easiest concealer that I have to be able to blend out, like, ever. I like to take this when I travel, like if I'm going by plane and maybe I just have a mini backpack that I'm going along with and I can't fit a lot of makeup into it. As long as I can bring this, I'm fine. I truly don't even need a brush with this. I can use my finger to blend it out, and it looks great. And even though it's really easy to blend out, I still feel like it has nice coverage to it. I'm so impressed with this concealer. Again, it's just one of my favorites. It's pricier, but I know that I will repurchase this because I don't want to not have this in my collection. I highly recommend the Power Fabric Concealer from Giorgio Armani. I do just think it would be good to get at a discount. I'm not gonna lie. I do also have a skincare product that I thought I would include. This is from Murad. So in my most recent Makeup Monthly, I was reviewing a bunch of products that I tried out, and recently from Sephora, I had purchased a skincare set from Murad. There was 4 different items in there. I was purchasing it because I wanted their exfoliating cleanser in particular. I had heard Kathleen Lights talk about it and recommend it, and I really wanted that, but I love minis. I love sets and all of that, especially when it comes to skincare. Instead of buying something full size, if you can try a smaller version, see if you like it and if it works for you and if you would want to purchase a full size. So I searched for that cleanser on the Sephora website and I found this 4-piece set. It had 2 different serums, the cleanser, and then also this nutrient charged water gel. This honestly was probably the product out of all 4 that I was least excited for, because I was like, oh, you know, just another gel moisturizer, no big deal. I've tried some in the past, like, they're good. Like, I'm kind of particular when it comes to my moisturizers. I've learned over the years. There's a few that when I love them, I just keep using them. I keep repurchasing them, and that's it. So this was one that I was like, oh, you know, like, fine, I'll give it a try because I'm going to try the other products too. And this ended up being my #1 favorite from the set, even over that exfoliating cleanser, which I still do like. But this was my #1. I used it all the way up. I did mention it again in my Makeup Monthly, but it's actually sitting in my empties bin because I was gonna, you know, film my empties because I'm a great YouTuber, duh. And this was one that I just didn't see coming. Because again, I've tried, you know, gel-based moisturizers. I like them, you know, they're lightweight. I typically have had very dry skin, so a lot of times I go for moisturizers that are a little bit thicker. Like I really like the one from Milk Makeup, their vegan milk moisturizer. But this was one that I felt like really kind of helped change the game, because as I felt my skin was more dehydrated and I was struggling to keep my skin hydrated, this was one that really kind of packed a punch. I could tell a difference when I used it, and once I ran out of it, I could see, I could tell that I was kind of missing a product that was a favorite of mine. So this was the mini size. The full size is $60. That is very expensive. I put it on my Sephora loves list. I have it flagged because, again, I would love to repurchase it, but I would also really enjoy it at a bit of a discount. Or if I see it pop up in another Murad set that I think that the other products would work well for me, then I would purchase it that way too. But I really would like to get this back in my collection. I'm actually trying out a new moisturizer from Murad right now. It's their kind of vitamin C with SPF, I think, moisturizer. They just sent it to me. I was gonna try it out, but honestly, this really impressed me, and I haven't tried a ton from Murad. They were a brand that I had heard of them, but I wasn't super loyal to them, and this kind of really changed the game. I started looking at their products a little bit closer, their ingredients, just kind of the brand as a whole. I like to kind of get a feel for the brand, why they were started, what's their story, and all of that. And this one definitely had me looking a little bit closer into Murad as a whole. And then I do have a foundation. This is one that, again, when I saw it coming out, because it's a newer foundation, it came out in the 2019, like everyone's coming out with a foundation, I was like, you know, I probably am not gonna like that one, so probably shouldn't buy it. And I was getting requested quite a bit to try it out and to give a review on it and put it in my ranking new foundations and all of that. And then it popped up on my Octoly store. So bloggers are able to use the Octoly to request products from brands. Brands will put out certain products that they really want to get reviews on. Bloggers can request it, and then you do have to review within a certain time frame. So I saw this pop up and I was like, I'll give it a shot. I'm probably not gonna like it though. So this is from Kevin Aquan, and this is the Foundation Balm. I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed this foundation, because I'm just that person, like I just enjoy my liquid foundations. I don't really love stick foundations, and a foundation like this, I was like, that's probably gonna be a no. And the first time I tried it, this one is like $52 for the foundation. It comes with a brush, but the brush is so dense that I just feel like I could not get a good application with this. So the first time I tried it, it just looked so heavy. I mean, like mask-like. It just, I didn't think that it looked very good, and I was like, I knew it. Like I knew I wasn't gonna like this foundation. Oh well, you know, I tried it. Obviously, I'll try it a couple more times, maybe with different primers and like a sponge, like I always said. I'm like, but I'm not gonna like this. And whoa, I ended up really liking it. I did recently do a video ranking all of my foundations that I tried in 2019, and this is higher up on the list because I just thought it was a good one. You need a very small amount of product. I still like using a damp sponge to apply this, but you need a very small amount. It goes a long way. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, and I just really like the way that my skin looks when I wear this. When I want something with a little bit more coverage or that's slightly more on the mattifying side, this is a good option for me to go to. I just have to remember, like, a small amount will really get me a long way. I'm really excited to pass this foundation on to my great granddaughter or grandson, whoever would want this one, because there's going to be plenty of product in there by the time that they are in this world and they're looking for a nice foundation. So that's fantastic. All right, the fifth and final product is one I really didn't see coming. This is from one of my girlfriends. You might know her. Her name is Charlotte Tilbury. It's fine. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. All right, so this was a product that I had looked at several times, and I was like, I kind of really want that. But I was like, no. That's like on your, like, maybe someday, way down the road, like maybe you'll get this. You have a sculpting or bronzing powder on one side and a highlight on the other side. These are expensive. Charlotte has a very expensive brand. I talk about our girls' nights where we have the wine nights. Charlotte often comes with a really expensive wine. Sometimes Pat, I mean, Pat's usually the bougiest, my friend Pat McGrath. She usually comes with a really expensive wine, but like Charlotte's right there, okay? And this one is, I believe, $68, and I'm like, you know, that's just really pricey for a duo. I don't know if I can do it, but it's always been on my list. It's always been on my radar. Charlotte actually sent this to me to try out, and I was like, girlfriend, you know I've wanted that for so long. I'm so grateful for you, like, yay. And I'm just kidding, of course, but I did get this sent to me in PR, and I was so excited. I was like, I can't wait. But I also had this thought of, I'm probably not gonna love it though, because the contour shade, you know, I mean, I do enjoy to contour, and I like having a nice contour shade, but I'm like, is it really gonna be something that I feel like I need to use every single day? And then for the highlight, I have tried the Bar of Gold highlight from Charlotte Tilbury, and I actually don't love it. I actually had it featured in a full face of my least ranked makeup because it's just more subtle and I like more of a glowing highlight. So I was like, I'm probably not going to really get on with the highlight powder either. I tried to swatch them in the most like weirdest spots ever. I don't know why I did that, but I like these powders so much more than I was thinking. I just had this featured in my favorite section as well of my makeup monthly, and I am just so surprised. I really like this powder because I think it's kind of versatile for my particular skin tone. I can use a smaller brush or something more dense and really put it into my cheekbones as a contour, but I can also use a larger brush and really kind of buff it out as a bronzer, and it's so natural looking. That's what I love about this product, is how natural it looks. I feel like a lot of times when I see Natasha Denona models, they just look like effortlessly beautiful, just naturally beautiful, but just like with a little bit of help with some of Charlotte's products. And I feel like some kind of way when I use this. Again, with the highlighter, it is a little bit more subtle, but I feel like you can build it up. But it's one of those that just gives that glow from within, like type of look. You know, I was so surprised. I was so surprised at how much I enjoyed this palette and how much I kept reaching for it and kept reaching for it. You know, it's 2 shades and it's very expensive. Does everyone need this? Probably not. So, you know, I do want to say that because I get it, because this was something that I also didn't want to purchase myself with my own money, but if I had, I would have been extremely happy with this one. So definitely had to mention the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, because that one came out of nowhere to me. I did not expect to love this one as much as I do. So after that, those are the 5 products that I did not expect to love. I'm really excited to see which products Risa picks out for her video. Again, please make sure to check out her channel. Thank you so much to Risa for collabing with me. Thank you to Stephanie Marie for sparking this idea for Risa and I. I will also have her channel linked down below. Make sure to check her out. Let me know what you thought of the products that I mentioned, or what are some products that you've tried recently that you really didn't think that you would love, but hey, positive news, you ended up really enjoying them. I would love to know. As always though, if you guys did enjoy this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.